Welcome to your lesson on transitions, connecting paragraphs together. First, let's start with the definition of transition. You are going from point A to point B. But how do you get there in a smooth way? Point A is red, point B is blue, transition is the purple, the blending. All right, the definition of a transition sentence. You may remember this from your vocabulary lessons. This is a sentence that smoothly connects paragraph topics in an essay. So going between body paragraphs as well as between introduction paragraph, and body paragraph and conclusion. Connection. This is similar to the connections that you have written for your body paragraphs because a transition links together paragraph topics. This creates an easier reading experience for the reader of your essay. So you, as the writer, need to find a connection between the different topics of your paragraphs. How does yarn relate to transitions? Look at how this yarn goes seamlessly from yellow to dark purple. It's not yellow and then immediately purple. This light green and blue and light purple is the transition. It blends the yellow and the dark purple, just like your transition sentences will blend your paragraph topics. Here's an example of paragraphs written about a kitchen and a living room and how we can transition. Paragraph about a kitchen. My kitchen is not very trendy. It is filled with wicker baskets. Pink and blue wood hearts are everywhere. The furniture and the wallpaper is outdated and old-fashioned. Paragraph about a living room. Technology and electronic gadgets are throughout the living room. There's a huge flat-screen television mounted on the wall. The leather furniture is arranged so no matter where you sit, the surround sound is perfect. So if I'm writing a paper about my house, how do I get from a kitchen that isn't trendy and is old-fashioned to a very updated living room? That's where the transition comes in. I need to get this purple that connects my blue kitchen paragraph and my red living room paragraph. Here's my kitchen. Here's my living room. Here's my transition. How do I do this? Well, I can figure out the connection here. When you walk through the kitchen, you enter the living room. So in my house, the connection between my kitchen and my living room is that as soon as I walk through the kitchen, I enter the living room. As you can see, I put the purple transition sentence at the end of the first paragraph. So my kitchen is not very trendy. It is filled with wicker baskets. Pink and blue wood hearts are everywhere. The furniture and wallpaper is outdated and old-fashioned. When you walk through the kitchen, you enter the living room. Technology and electronic gadgets are throughout the living room. There is a huge flat-screen television mounted on the wall. The leather furniture is arranged so no matter where you sit, the surround sound is perfect. That took the reader from my kitchen paragraph to my living room paragraph. Remember, we've been learning about dependent clauses in grammar. Dependent clauses are an easy way to get transition sentences into your essay. First, you as the writer need to identify the connection between your paragraph topics. So for me, with my essay about the rooms of my house, a connection between them is that I walk from the kitchen into the living room. Next, I'm going to write an independent clause about one paragraph topic. Remember, an independent clause is a complete sentence. You enter the living room. That's an independent clause. I haven't connected yet because I don't have anything about the kitchen. So now I'm going to use a subordinating conjunction or a relative pronoun to start a dependent clause. And then I will write the rest of the dependent clause. When you walk through the kitchen, this is not a complete thought yet. It starts with a relative pronoun, and then it continues on, and it has the part about the kitchen, so I can connect these. Now, put your dependent clause and your independent clause together to make a complex sentence that smoothly connects your paragraphs. When you walk through the kitchen, you enter the living room. Here's another example. Now my essay is going from a paragraph about the living room to a paragraph about the dining room. You know my paragraph about the living room. Here's my dining room paragraph. The dining room is where we eat our fancy meals. It is very formal with dark wood furniture and a chandelier. We usually only eat here on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and birthdays. So my living room is comfortable, and yes, it's updated and kind of fancy, but the dining room is very formal, meaning we really only eat in there when we are having a very nice meal. I am going to connect this by deciding that to do an opposite. These are kind of opposite rooms. So my subordinating conjunction for my dependent clause is, while the living room is comfortable and fun, comma, our dining room is much fancier. And that's going to get us down here into my fancy dining room paragraph. When going from red to yellow, my orange transition sentence. All right, now it's your turn. You're going to smoothly blend, just like this picture blends the colors together. You're going to blend your paragraphs. Some things to remember. Use a dependent clause at the beginning or the end of the transition sentence to separate the paragraph topics. Put your transition sentence at the end of the previous paragraph, not the beginning of the next paragraph. This is our rule for this class, for this essay. As you become stronger writers, you will decide where to put the transition sentences in your essays. All right, when you return to your essay outline, reread the topic sentence, the restate and the answer, of each body paragraph. Determine your connection between each body paragraph. So for me, that was two things. That was walking through the rooms was a connection. And then the other connection was the fact that they are opposites. So I was going to outline that in my transition sentence. Finally, write a transition sentence on your outline that demonstrates this connection.